Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our pitch event number 15. Today, we've been reaching number 50, which means more or less we've been bringing on stage, talking about the idea, the venture, the love, because startups founders are lovers of what they do. 250 founders, which we are very pleased. Give the voice 250 founders, something they really like to do. And we continue to do. Actually, before starting, as you can see, we launched a new podcast series, The Life of a Founder. It's going to be 60 minutes, and any founder is invited to come. We share after where to contact us to come to The Life of a Founder. And it's an intro to your life, 60 minutes of podcast interview behind the scene, what actually is a founder and what is about the founder behind a startup. Because always we talk about startup, but we never talk so much about the founders who are everything when it comes to startups. So let's move to our great founders. But before talking about the founders and introducing them one by one, I want to introduce our investor guest today, Jonathan Sun. Jonathan Sun is founder of Horizon VC. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming, and I really appreciate your time. I know you're very busy, and you must leave us in 45 minutes, so why we go fast today. If you want to give an introduction to yourself.
Yeah, I'm John. I invest in idea stage to pre-seed startups in the UK, utilizing a hybrid income share agreement and equity agreement. And yeah, I'm excited to be here today.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. So let me present our founders, starting from the first one. So our first founders is today Harun and now Küçüksüslü. Küçüksüslü. It's not that simple. I actually met it. Co-founder and marketing manager of Piggylet.
Yeah.
Worcestershire, United Kingdom, financial, seed around USD 1 million. How's it going, Harun?
It's all wonderful, Max. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks to you for coming, guys. Without you would be nothing. So let's give an introduction to yourself, much better than I did. And after, let's go to pitch.
All right. Hello, everyone. I am Aaron, the co-founder and the marketing manager of the Piggylet, and I'm pretty excited to be here. And I'm pretty excited to explain how we change NFT-backed lending. Thank you. So, Piggylet is NFT-backed lending platform for NFT owners to borrow and DeFi investors to lend. Currently, there is limited option to access liquidity with your NFT without selling, especially for the low value and middle value ones. And because of that, you cannot diversify your portfolio effectively. But we Piggylet, we are solving that, providing high yields for the lenders and liquidity options for the borrowers. And unlike any other peer-to-peer NFT-backed lending platform, we have a liquidation marketplace. So liquidator users may purchase NFTs with an arbitrage opportunity and make Piggylet more liquid. So our MVP product is peer-to-peer NFT-backed lending platform is already ready, and we are actually going to launch it on this June 13. And furthermore, we develop liquidation marketplace that utilize liquidation mechanism and NFT classification system to ensure safe borrowing and lending experience for every peer. And we also release our utility-based NFT collection, Piggylet's NFT. So we have an NFT classification system to cover whole NFT ecosystem. With that system, we tailor loan to value and liquidation penalty terms for each NFT. And with that system, even low value and middle value NFTs may benefit from the NFT-backed lending opportunities. NFT market is already a huge market and has potential to grow 30% in a year. And also NFT-backed lending has shown its potential. But actually, there is more of it. Because current NFT-backed lending platforms cannot cover the whole NFT ecosystem. So the NFT-backed lending market has more to reach in a potential. So as Piggylet, we will cover the whole NFT ecosystem and will address $3.55 billion potential market. So these are our biggest competitors, yet I mentioned they failed to cover whole NFT ecosystem. For example, BandDAO and Paraspace are pool-to-peer platforms, and because of that, they only cover blue-chip NFTs, which means very, very limited users. And NFTFi, ArcadeXYZ, and Blur Blend has potential to cover more NFTs because of they are peer-to-peer, yet they do not have an active liquidation mechanism. And because of that, lenders has potential to lose money, and actually they are losing money there. But with Piggylet, we utilize liquidation marketplace, NFT classification and liquidation mechanism on peer-to-peer lending platform. So we cover whole NFT ecosystem and enable safe and secure lending and borrowing for every peer. So as a business model, we take fees from the borrowers, lenders, and liquidators. And as I mentioned, we are going to launch our public testnet in this June 13, and in Q3, we are going to live as a platform, and we also release our utility-based NFT collection. In the coming quarters, we want to develop our other products, vaults, and other products to become complete NFT-backed lending platform. And in the coming years, we want to enable real-world asset NFTs to be collateral in the Piggylet platform. So our executive and development team has already worked over 8 years in various projects, and our executive Kemal has 11 plus years on the technology background, and I myself have 5 plus years marketing experience on fintech and Web3. So as the ask part, we are looking for $1 million investment in form of SFT, but if you consider the investing, equity is also available for us. And all these funding will be used for development, marketing, operational, and other costs to keep growing the Piggylet platform. So thank you for listening to me, and I'm eager to answer all of your questions.
Piggylet, thank you so much, Harun. Jonathan, please.
So, I'm trying to see what it is. It's a better version of. So it's supposed to be a much better version of what is it like swapping and buying NFTs? Is that right? Like people can what is it?
Actually,
People
the
can
main
lend,
purpose
people can buy and sell.
Mhm. The main purpose of I'm sorry. The main purpose of the platform is not the buying, but borrowing and lending. So NFT owners are collateralizing their NFTs. So lenders are lending them in cryptocurrencies. And after some time, in the repayment time, borrowers are repaying to lenders with an interest rate. But if they fail to repay, or the NFT value drops below the liquidation threshold, the NFT ownership changes. So lenders may claim the NFT, or they choose to list it on our liquidation marketplace. And our liquidation marketplace make the NFT listed with an arbitrage opportunity. So a liquidator may purchase the NFT with an arbitrage and repay the lender. So we have a safety measure to ensure healthy borrowing lending experience.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions due to the simple fact that I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research into it to have any more questions. It's a bit complex to try to pick up in about 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. How do you evaluate this NFT as given as a collateral?
Actually, we whitelist NFT collections, so not every NFT is, of course, eligible to access this financial opportunity, but we have high coverage. So we value NFTs with their floor prices, because the current NFT market is already alive and there's many traction in there. We can track this traction in base of floor prices and rarity prices, we have Oracle system that track these prices from the most popular NFT marketplaces like Blur and like OpenSea. So we value NFTs in that sense.
Harun, thank you so much. We have only 2 questions that we can make as investor, and we move to the next funder. But stay there because we are all back soon. As soon as we have our last funder, of course, not the least, which today is Ianis pitching. Max Pinkert, CEO and co-founder of T0, headquartered Berlin, Germany, environment pre-seed around euro 300K. How's it going, Max?
Very good. Great to be here.
So your name is Max. My name is Massimiliano, but everyone calls me Max since I came to UK because Massimiliano is simply too long. Now, if you want to give an introduction to yourself, and after, please, go straight to pitch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hi everyone. Great to meet you all. And I'm Max, co-founder of T0, and very happy to present our venture to you today. So to begin with, 2 Chinese symbol. I don't know if there's any Chinese speaking people among us. To clarify, it's 2 symbols resembling the word crisis. And I think it's a very beautiful translation of what a crisis is about, because the left symbol is the translation for danger. So looking at, for example, our climate crisis, the immediate danger of changing environments, changing climate, and then the right symbol translating to opportunity. And that's something where we try to focus on as T0. So looking at the long-term opportunities when it comes to building an even brighter future and to make, let's say, the best out of it. And as T0, that was our founding starting point to say, let's seize that opportunity. And how we do that is with engaging people with our gamified app. So at the core of it is our gamification, having the dream to be as addicting as Candy Crush and to really engage users with our challenges, rewards, competition, to build a sustainable mindset and to get them on this journey. And the second step then for us is to have them educated and use their knowledge they have and further advance that. And we try not to do that with mandatory 2-hour webinars. I'm sure most of you have had that, clicking through e-learning content and fast forwarding videos. And that's where we try with the gamified approach, with the challenges, with the content around it, to have a more engaging journey here. And then the last step, why do we do all that? Well, in the end, we want to reduce CO2. So in the end, we want users to track and change their behavior on a daily basis. And that's the overall picture of our app. We're approaching companies with a journey where we go through 3 different phases. So from learning to reducing to invest. Learning, the first part, to really take that starting point, you've defined your sustainability strategy, and now to turn that into a thrilling journey, step by step, topic by topic, and to guide users on that step of CO2 reduction. And then the second part, we look at your company in specific. What are your topics? What are your challenges? And help you to define relevant challenges at a time. And then the last step, looking at everything that you've done in the past and also what you could pay back to in the end, and to reach net zero in the end, to regenerate with the investment possibilities we have when it comes to projects from, for example, reforestation and bringing some life to parts of our nature again. We work on a software as a service approach. So we have an onboarding fee that includes our starting initiative and is oriented at the size of the company. And then we have a service fee, which is per user, per participating employee, to say. And it includes everything from our initiatives, so challenges we combine in themed weeks, dashboards, and everything surrounding it, meaning our rewards, the teams and leaderboards as a gamification method, and providing it already in multiple languages. Looking at our team, we have a background in tech and business. So at the core of it, Moritz and Emil already founded a software company, and deep down into multiple projects they've already done with different kinds of companies, different kinds of app versions. And then Simon as one who brings a large part of our sustainability network as a former managing director of the NGO ECAM. And then myself having the background in scaling management systems for various startups to combine that picture of our symbiosis of tech and business. And looking at our previous year, we already have a couple of paying customers, both from the companies and cities and municipality sector. And I expected to have a revenue of 250K this year. And the biggest highlight for us so far was winning the ABB Energy Efficiency Startup Challenge, where we also won ABB as a customer and started a very cool project with them now. Yeah, and in the end, we're here because we're seeking currently to close our pre-seed round. So we're looking for 300K to further grow our business and to scale that idea and seize the opportunity in the end. Thank you all, and looking forward to your questions.
Thank you so much, Max. I leave the questions to Jonathan.
It's a concept I've seen in various very similar forms. So what pain point? I think kind of one question that's kind of split up into two is like, one, what pain point were you really trying to solve with this? And the second is kind of like, what did you? I forgot if you had a competitor side or not, but like, what did you see in the competitive landscape that you're able to offer from a differentiated angle?
Yeah, sure. So what it comes down to, I think in climate tech, there's a lot of startups currently seeking the gold mine, to say. And for us, what it comes down to is the engagement of employees. So not standing there, for example, as sustainability management and saying, okay, we want to be CO2 neutral now, let's go. But to really help them on that journey to engaging the employees, which can be compared to other sectors. So that can also be in the area of health and safety, where it used to be that there's one representative for health and safety, and that person was responsible for everything. And now that mindset shifted to each employee feeling empowered to act upon health and safety topics. So that's what we're trying to achieve and the pain point we want to address. Looking at the competitors, different kinds of approaches. So either coming from the more reporting data related side, where it's then looking at how can we get knowledge and data from our employees, how can they track certain CO2 statistics in our company. And then the other one, more generally looking at the gamification side, so coming with different kinds of formats of workshops and apps and lots of different ways to engage the employees. And where we center ourselves is with the mobile app. So we say mobile apps have the beauty of a massive outreach. It's very common nowadays to have a digital solution, and that's where we come in and where we also see the biggest opportunity to offer a gamified solution.
No further questions, and happy to chat afterwards.
Perfect, thanks.
Thank you, Jonathan. We had to move to our third founder. Stay with us, Max, don't go, because we are soon back. Before introducing our third founder, which already you can see in front of me, anyone who wants to come to pitch, you can just email at pitch@equitymatch.co. Also, you can go to our EquityMatch YouTube channel and also on our LinkedIn profile, you see all our videos. Not only pitch events, but all our talks, podcasts, whatever we do for our founders community, which already crossed 4,000. So let me go back to Andrada-Georgiana Nacu. Andrada, I can't see you. Yes, now I can see you. Thank you so much. Let me finish. Headquartered Neat, Romania. At speed around USD 1.5 million. How's it going, Andrada?
I'm very fine, thank you. I'm happy to have this opportunity to pitch here with you all.
Just give an introduction to yourself, and after you can go straight to pitch. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Andrada-Georgiana. I'm from Romania, and I'm a resident doctor. And today I would like to present you our startup or our medical startup that is based on cardiovascular diseases. So nowadays, one of the most important medical problems that we are facing with are represented by these cardiovascular diseases. According to World Health Organizations, cardiovascular diseases kill 70.9 million lives each year. One of the most feared cardiovascular disease is represented by acute cardiac failure or acute myocardial infarction. It is important for those patients to be treated correctly and quickly in the first 3 hours after that cardiac pathology appears. So for this, especially for that acute myocardial infarction, it is important to have some interventional techniques. So the doctors may place a stent into those cardiac arteries that are blocked, so the blood can flow correctly. But in Romania and in Neamț especially, we have a big problem because there are no interventional cardiology clinic. There are only 7 in the whole Romania, and those are in the university cities, so the patients often die on the road to the hospital to those interventional clinic. So we want to give to our patients from Neamț County the opportunity to be saved quickly by implementing this interventional cardiology private hospital. We want to give them access to high quality interventional treatment, CT and MRI scan, of course, patient hospitalization because they need to be supported after some of these interventions, and heart recovery. As competitive advantages for us in Neamț County, the most important of them are that there is no other interventional cardiology room and no cardiovascular treatment hospitalization possibility for those patients. As I said, in Neamț County, there are 3 million people, and 210,000 are suffering from cardiovascular diseases. And according to Public Health Institute from Romania, in 2022, in Neamț County, 3,400,000 needed cardiovascular interventional treatment. So the market size is huge, and the necessity for this equipment is a big one. In a worst case scenario, let's say we will have an annual revenue of 800,000 euro. But if we take into consideration that an angiography or stenting procedure is about 1,000 euro, a CT or MRI scan is about 500 euro, and a cardiovascular consultation 100 or 200 euros, if we only have 5 coronarographies on a day, 5 CT or MRI on a day, and 10 consultations on a day for only 200 days on a year, the annual revenue would be about $2 million. Of course, a great percent of funds we want to invest in high quality treatment and in well-prepared medical staff, because this is what we based on. As I said, we have no competitors in Neamț or in nearby areas for these interventional techniques. We have a great team behind. We have cardiologists and interventional cardiologists, radiologists, and laboratory doctors. But to be quickly, I have to say that I am the founder. Mariana is one of the greatest physiotherapists, which will help patients recovery, and Christian, that is the project manager. We are self-funding right now. We are looking for, we are seeking for 1,500,000, and we want to invest them in medical equipment, basically, and in medical staff. And in the next 10 years, we would like to have a great interventional cardiology private hospital chain in Romania. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrada. Jonathan, do you have any question?
I don't think I have questions. It's just more a couple ideas behind it. I think it's like, I mean, one, like generally, like VCs and angels don't really fund hospitals. So that's something that you have to know. You'll probably have to end up looking for alternative sources of funding for that. But I think the second thing is like, I think there is room to solve something. I don't know what the hospitals are like in Romania, but I do think that seeing in the UK at least, I think one of the things that do frustrate me about both public and private hospitals is just I think it's less to do with the appearance of the hospitals and more how frustrated I am with like how difficult it is to schedule appointment. The bureaucracy needed to get certain treatments in, things like that. And so I think being able to like schedule like a doctor's appointment off a Calendly, for instance, that'd be like really, really helpful. And so, and obviously you mentioned £1,500,000, I think, dollars. That probably needs a lot more money to get your hospital to where it wants to be. So I guess in the beginning, a good thing is you try to MVP it. So you start off with like, what am I going to do dramatically differently about my hospital? What's the cheapest way I can like demonstrate to get paying customers and, like do what I'm supposed to do on that end, and then use that as like a sort of like prototype for like your hospital in the long run. That's probably the first couple of things I'll think off the top of my mind. But of course, to give better feedback, I'd have to dive a little bit deeper into kind of like what y'all are doing.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Andrada, on my side, as Jonathan said, you need a lot of money. Are you sure with this money you can move ahead with your project?
Yes. So what I was trying to explain is that this interventional clinic should help patients that are in an emergency situation. So we are talking about that acute myocardial infarction. The equipment for this clinic, because we have the building for that, the equipment would be about $1 million. So yes, we could start with that amount of money for the beginning.
Andrada, thank you so much. Stay there. Don't go. We are all back soon.
Thank
So
you.
I'm moving to our third fund. Meanwhile, we have a very great, let's say, a guy who's always with us. Leader Kelly. Leader, thank you so much. I'm very proud you spend so much time with us. You follow us all the time, and thank you so much. So, Rick Park, founder and CEO of Do Only Good, headquartered in LA, West USA, pet nutrition, seed round, USD 300K. How's it going, Rick?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited, to say the least.
Thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's pretty much early day for you, and so you must be more energized than me for sure.
Yeah.
Before starting, please give an introduction to yourself, and after go straight to pitch.
Hi, I'm Rick Pack. I'm the founder and CEO of Do Only Good Pet. I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to talk to you about D.O.G. and look forward to next steps. Just a quick overview of the marketplace. The U.S. marketplace in the pet industry is around $200 billion. And it's projected worldwide, marketplace is projected to be about $500 billion. The interesting part of this is that the majority of that revenue is spent on food and treats. There's been a critical shift in the pet food market or in the pet market in itself. It's now that pets have been humanized and they're now part of our families. They're full-fledged members of the family, and that has made our business a much different business. So pet parents now are looking for humanization in their products. They're looking for non-GMO products. They're looking for transparency. They're looking for everything that they want in their human food, in their pet food. And they realize that the better the ingredients, the longer longevity and the lifetime of their pets, which is a key factor in anybody who owns a dog or any kind of pet. D.O.G. was launched a while back as a full-fledged company. We made dry food, canned food, a line of treats, and a line of pumpkin supplements. If you've ever had a dog, you know they have tummy issues. Pumpkin's probably the best thing to sort that out. We've had revenue to this point of about $250,000 last year as we made a pivot out of being in a distributor business more into a direct-to-consumer and direct-to-retailer business. So here's our pivot. We've pivoted our product. We basically are no longer in the dry food business. We've moved into the treat business and into our toppers, pumpkin, and a can business. On the sales side, we've pivoted from a distributor business into a healthy, into a direct-to-consumer and direct-to-retailer, healthier margins, and also gives us control over the consumer experience. This is a fully vetted line of products. We're in the marketplace with this now, doing very, very well. We keep our products simple and 100% single source. In other words, there's just one source of product meat in these products. Same thing with the our sweet potato, which is organic. They're made in small batches, and they're all hand packed, ticking off all the boxes that someone's looking for in the way of a treat. Also, the one thing is that this is one of the fastest growing segments within the business, is the treat business. We have a line, again, addressing sustainability. This is a protein that's called black soldier fly larvae. It's an approved protein, both here and in the EU. It's a phenomenal protein bar that we make, and it's got all kinds of benefits to it. We've also launched, we'll be launching in June, a line of plant-based biscuits, which are palatable, which is another growing trend within the industry. More and more people looking to kind of take advantage of that and realizing that it's a healthy, dogs are more omnivores than anything else, and these are extremely palatable and have also functionality and functional benefits to them. This is our pumpkin line, which we've been very successful with. Each one of these has an added health benefit. One is an antioxidant, electrolyte is like a Gatorade for dogs, and we have one with omega fatty acids. Again, primarily a tummy product for dogs. It's pumpkin, but again, adding another level to it. If you've had a dog and you know sometimes they just don't want to eat, we also do a line of toppers. This is a 100% beef liver, air dried, ground. So you sprinkle it on the dog food, gets them excited and gets them moving. We have a local retailer that buys this by 3 or 4 cases a month from us. The top line is our complete and balanced line of cans. We've sold those out twice. We are now closing a deal to make these in the EU. And then in the fall or winter of this year, we're looking to add a line of topper cans, which is just toppers that you would put on top of your food to add more flavor and variety for your dog. Our use of funds is we're looking to raise $300,000 in this round. It's going to go primarily into inventory and also into marketing. That's the one factor that we really need to focus in on, and we want to bring in a sales consulting team. This is the projected use of funds for the 12 months, which is available. And won't go into great detail on that, but basically the cost to produce our product for a year is just over $200,000, generating close over about $5.5 million. I'm sorry, $550,000. Our margin there is about 60%. This is the total use of funds, which is available, again in more detail. This is our team: Dr. Randy Johnson, #1 food special formulator in the country, and myself, and our CFO Derek McGowan, who's a chartered accountant, who's been working with us from the start. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'd love to hear your questions.
Today, I'm very pleased. All of you guys, you are in the 5 minutes, which makes me very happy. Jonathan, do you have any?
Just a couple of things. So one, I think, seeing you're based out in the US, we have a US sister fund that does exactly what we do and actually invented our unique instrument. So yeah, if you have me on LinkedIn later, I can give you the link to apply to their funding on LinkedIn. And so that should be good. The second thing, though, is I think just looking at your things, yeah, the product looks kind of interesting, but my first question is what are you thinking in terms of long-term distribution? I know you want to use money to fund your marketing and stuff like that, but from a strategy standpoint, what do you want to do with your long-term distribution?
Long-term distribution, in the early stages, we're looking to stay close to do direct to consumer. It gives us much more control. We have much higher margins, gets us into a profit quickly. But we definitely look to. We worked with distributors prior to this pivot, so we have a relationship with them. We know how to do that, and then we look. Once we have this established here, we can then scale this up into an international business. We've also had experience in making dry and kibble food. That's something that could be down the line a bit. And the fact that we're making our cans in Europe also gives us that opportunity to expand into that marketplace. But the key right now is to stay focused in this period to get ourselves profitable in the US, build a product line, then move into distribution, not only from direct to consumer, but into distributors. that will give us major scale. And we use, right now we do distribution to retailers through a couple platforms here in the US that are specific to retailers, and they've been very successful for us. And then we also have been, in this round, we're focusing in on, there are a lot of franchises here that are, one is called Wolfgang Bakery, for example. They have 300 franchisees. We're in 3 of their stores. They're doing great success with that. So we'll start to move into, make a presentation then to get approved for all of their stores. The nice thing about the treat business and the business we're in now, it's easily shipped. It's not, it doesn't need large warehouses like we did with, when you have dry food. But basically, that's where we are now. And we do see us moving into the larger distribution area, both with distributors and moving into international.
Thanks a bunch. No more questions.
Thank you. And thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Rick. Jonathan, stay, Rick. Don't go, because we are all back soon. I promised Jonathan to let him go in 10 minutes. So we are there.
Okay, great.
I'm moving to our last, and of course, not the least, founder, Ianis Defendini, CEO of Logra, Bogota, Colombia, marketplace, seed round, USD 2 million. How's it go, Ianis? Unmute yourself. Unmute.
You're right, Max. Everything good. Very happy to be here. Hello, everyone. Hello, John. I'm Ianis, CEO and co-founder of Logra. So over the last 14 years, I've been living in Latin America. I'm a third founder. I successfully exit a marketplace for solar installer in my previous venture. And today I'm very excited to share with you how Logra is about to revolutionize productivity of 1 million small and medium businesses in the next 3 years by connecting the entire SMB ecosystem in Latin America. So let's go. So currently, SMBs in LATAM, as well in APAC and Africa, suffer from a significant lack of productivity. The reason behind this is their inability to access the right micro solution at the right time. We are talking about micro tactics, micro consulting, and specialized SaaS digital tools that are key to solve their day-to-day challenges. So in the next 3 years, SMBs in Latin America are projected to triple their investments in micro solution, creating an $18 billion market. And major players like Google, LinkedIn, or Facebook could then create a trusted space where SMBs can meet effectively with a solution provider. So over the past 2 years, we have developed an ecosystem platform that connects the 3 key players in this ecosystem: SMBs, provider like consultant or SaaS, companies, and institutions like banks or chamber of commerce. So through our sophisticated marketplace, SMBs can diagnose their challenges, find actionable solutions like micro tactics, micro consulting, or specialized SaaS to address specific challenges. And we guide them through a journey to grow, helping all the team to solve one challenge at a time in any area. Our business model consists of taking a fee from the provider for connecting them with their ideal SMB clients. During the last 18 months, we have successfully validated our platform with over 500 SMBs and 60 consultants, connecting them around specific challenges. This results in more than 9,000 interactions, over 100 transactions. Users definitely love our platform. So to distribute our platform, we offer it as a white label solution to institutions like bank, chamber of commerce. And this allows them to onboard their own SMB network, delivering them value, getting real-time data, and managing better their SMB through our community as a service. And in return, this institution pays us a SaaS model, $15 per SMB per year, making us CAC positive for every SMB onboarded in our platform. In the past 6 months, we have secured the largest bank and pension fund in Colombia as our first enterprise clients. They are currently onboarding 12,000 SMBs, resulting in $500,000 in revenue for 3 years. And additionally, we received interest from like 50 institutions similar to onboard 600,000 SMBs. We had to put on standby because we are not 100% ready. Our team is composed of experts who have spent years working with the biggest institution to accelerate over 4,000 SMBs with unique proprietary model we are digitalizing in our platform. Luis and Andres have been manually connecting all the players in the ecosystem, while Israel has leveraged AI to develop matching algorithm and build our tech product. And for myself, I'm driven by the passion for creating impact and bringing together experts to make things happen. We are currently in the final stage of closing our seed round of $2 million, which will drive us to achieve the 3 following goals: iterate fast, onboarding 12,000 SMBs the next 3 months, launching the transactional marketplace, and respond the current demand to reach 1 million SMBs. Where are we going? We're going to become the primary distribution channel that connects any B2B solution with SMBs in emerging markets worldwide. So thanks for your time. Very excited to answer any question. And if you're interested, feel free to shoot me a mail and I will share you the full deck.
Thank you so much, Ianis. Jonathan, before you go, please, if you want to make your last 1 or 2 questions.
It's an area I'm gonna have to research a little bit more because I don't know a whole lot about LATAM, and it's an area I kind of I'll definitely research a little bit more. And in particularly, I think one of the things that could help out is if you're willing to send a deck to me. One of the things I can do is one of my close buddies out here in London is just recently moved here from Mexico, investing in both European and LATAM businesses. So I think if you're cool with it, send me your material. I'd like to bring it by him, see what he thinks. Probably not the right stage for us, but he could be interested. So I think that's probably the thing that I can offer.
We will give to all of you guys the contact or Jonathan contact, so you can send it directly to him. Anyway, we do the same. We send to Jonathan all your deck. Jonathan, I really thank you so much. If you need to go, you're absolutely free to go. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everything. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Ianis, in terms of scalability, you have 90, I think, professionals, if I understood well, and 500 companies in your platform. What's the idea to scale to thousands?
Yeah, so our distribution strategy is to use institution to onboard thousands of SMBs. So we just closed 2 contracts with the biggest bank and the biggest pension fund in Colombia to onboard 12,000 SMBs. And we give to this institution a dashboard with real-time data so they can understand well and manage better their SMB community. So right now we are starting to onboard these 12,000. We already have a demand of 50 institutions, similar institutions all around Latin America, to onboard 600,000 SMBs, because we are like already breaking a restriction institution have, which is creates a quality conversation with their SMBs. So this is the institution is our flywheel that attract the demand and will generate the marketplace network effect.
In terms of revenue, are you going to enlarge your way to make money, except for what you're doing today, which is, maybe I'm wrong, but it's a bit tiny. How much?
Definitely. Our core revenue is the marketplace. So we are connecting SMBs with micro consulting services and with specialized SaaS. So we take a 30% commission fee from every micro consulting sold in the marketplace, and we sell qualified leads to fintech, HR tech, and another SaaS. This is our core business. And an alternative revenue is the SaaS for institution, which allow us to be paid for every SMB we onboard on a platform.
Thank you so much, Ianis. Stay there because I'm bringing all back. We have still plenty of time, roughly 15 minutes. So I'm not going to straightforward to the last two, which means your passion and why invest in your startup. And as I didn't make any questions except to Ianis and maybe one to Harun. I want to make one more question to you guys, so you have more time to talk, and after we go straight to the closing. Andrada, let me start with you. I know you're doing this for very much a lot of passion. So what's your idea? Open the first and stay there, or actually start creating many of them around maybe where you are, east of Europe or wherever you like? And my second, but please be brief. And my second question is in terms of pricing. It's affordable?
So yes, I want to start implement that interventional clinic in NAMS country, as I said previously. We are right now we are searching to attract more doctors in our team. Yes, after some calculations that we've made and studying more the prices of those services that we may offer, we think that it's really affordable.
Thank you, Andrada. Max, as John said, you are in a very competitive landscape. So what's going to make you different to make sure you can scale? The problem in startups is not starting. Almost everyone starts, but the problem is scaling. And what is going to make you scaling? How do you are going to maneuver with the most important and challenging task?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so first of all, very happy to have these many competitors because we need a lot of solutions for the climate crisis. And I think for us, the scalability is looking at the two sectors we address. So addressing municipalities who consist of many different stakeholders. So that could be companies, that could be different kinds of NGOs. So in the end, also organizations we can address with our solution. And looking at companies, just looking at how many people can we reach with our solution, and companies being a massive multiplicator for that. So once we onboard a company, that's already a couple of thousand users we have in our app. And with that, a much quicker outreach we have compared to a B2C business model.
Thank you so much, Max. Rick, that's another competitive market. I have a dog. I don't know if I go to buy treats, I can find millions or kind of, which I don't understand anything, I have to say. But what will make you standing out from this very huge crowd? Are you still producing any food?
One of the reasons we pivoted out of the dry food business, it's just became a very crowded space and very hard to differentiate. No matter how good your product is, it ultimately becomes commoditized. So on the treat side, what we found was that people really want to be able to give their dog a high quality, high value treat. That's a percentage of the market. There's going to always be people out there that are just not going to worry about it. So what we do is we make air dried products that are single source. They are human grade. So we've able to distinguish ourselves in that respect. Also expanding into the the sustainable protein side of this by doing the black soldier fly larva. That is also there's nothing in the marketplace right now with a treat like that power bar that we make. So that's unique because that's actually that product or that protein is only available to us. It's grown here in California, so it's really kind of very it's excellent. And then on the non-meat side, in the plant-based side, we have the organic sweet potato, which again same model. It's air dried and again a very healthy treat. And that's what the whole purpose of this is. These are very healthy and unique in that respect. The plant-based treats are one of the fastest growing segments in the biscuit business. And so we've also identified that. We used a company out of food analytics that's done some AI research for us in that category. And these are very palatable treats that have, again, a functionality to them. So people are looking for functional benefits when they can, or they're looking for the purest thing they can buy. So we tick all those boxes, and that's what's going to differentiate us in those markets. And again, there is no pumpkin like ours in the marketplace. So that's, again, another unique opportunity. Most people buy cans of pumpkin, or there is a couple out there that they don't have the health benefits that we have. So we've been able to distinguish ourselves by our the quality of our product, the uniqueness of the the uniqueness of how we make it, and it's also all human grade. So that's basically really the area where we find ourselves differentiating ourselves.
Thank you so much, Rick. Harun, the same is for you. I mean, you're in a very young market, NFT, and now you want to use them as a collateral to get in loans, which is a very old market. So you're putting together an extremely old market and after a very new one. Now, you have some traction, I suppose. How do you scale something similar?
Actually, the current NFT backed lending platforms are not addressing the middle value and low value NFTs. Actually, they are addressing just 35% of the market. So when we go live, on 65% of the market only will be able to benefit from the financial opportunities from the Piggylet platform. So we will benefit from our marketing positioning and gain traction. And for the long term, we expecting to even real world assets like houses to become NFTs. So we want to make our platform enable for even real world asset collateralization in the future in form of NFTs. So in the short term, we will address the untapped market of the middle value and low value NFTs, as well as high value and blue chip NFTs. But in the long term, we will enable our platform to be able to borrow even for real world assets in form of NFTs.
Thank you so much, Harun. Ianis, let me start with you. Now, behind any founder, there must be a very strong motivation. So what's your motivation and why you decided, again, to start up, because it is not your first one? And after that, why invest in yourself, your team, and your venture?
So I saw my father struggle all his life as an SMB owner. SMB are the backbone of emerging markets economy. So if we help SMBs to be more proactive, we impact millions of employment, salaries, and quality of life of families. So this is our motivation of every day. And your second question, first, why is the best moment to connect the SMB ecosystem in emerging markets? There is more and more demand from SMB to digitize. More and more offers of specialized SaaS and consulting services, huge incentive from institutions to help this connection and digitization, and no one efficient channel to connect them. So it's a worldwide opportunity. And second, we still have a space in our seed round. So if you want to invest in a future unicorn, this is your opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ianis. Andrada, what's your motivation and why investing?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
What's your motivation? Why you're doing this? What is behind you that gives you the energy to every day wake up and do what you're doing? Because startup is pretty difficult and challenging and tiring. And why investing in your venture?
Well, because as I was a student, I made a lot of medical practice in my town especially on that cardiology section. And I saw how a lot of patients that suffer from one of these acute cardiovascular diseases were transferred to another countries that were about 300, 400 kilometers distance. So unfortunately, more of them died on the road to the hospital because, as I said, it is important to have a limit time on which we can apply one of these interventional techniques. So I thought that it would be a great possibility to do something for my own town and to help people in this way. And
In terms of investment,
sorry, I just wanted to say that the passion for the medicine is that brings me power every morning.
thank you so much, Andrada.
Thank you.
Harun, what motivates you, Harun, and why investing? Unmute yourself.
Actually, Web3 as a team, as Piggylet team, we are pretty excited to the capabilities of the Web3, and we believe digitalization. And we believe that in the near future, everything will be adapted into Web3. So, as I mentioned in your previous question, even the real world assets becomes an NFT, a tokenized in Web3 form. And we saw that opportunity there. There's a huge untapped market, and it motivates us. It motivates us to tap that untapped market, address that market, because there's many big players there, just addressing the same market over and over in NFT-backed lending. So Piggylet will be the first platform that address and make a NFT-backed lending for low value and middle value NFTs. And it is pretty exciting that because it will be the first NFT-backed lending platform that provides that financial opportunity and democratizes that solution.
Thank you, Harun. Rick, you must love dogs for sure. But what's the entire motivation behind, and of course, why invest in your startup?
There's no question. I have a passion for dogs. I've had them all my life. The more I dove into, as your dogs get older, you start to realize how important it is to give them the proper nutrition. As I got more and more into the industry, I started to realize that, there's no transparency. You really don't know what's in the bag. I figured, I can make a difference. I can, even in a small way, offer a better product that, tells you exactly where everything's coming from and helps, with the longevity of your dog, just be able to give them a healthy treat, know that, that's a key. It's even with us. I mean, we are what we eat. So pretty much that's really my motivation behind it. And this is a great opportunity to be in a startup company like this that has this direction, that stays true to this focus. The reason we got out of the dry business, we couldn't make it to the quality we wanted to and maintain the quality and price that we needed to be competitive in the marketplace. So, our passion is first for the pets, and secondly, to make sure that we have the product that's going to just add health. It's going to be healthy, and it's going to give in as much as it can, add longevity to your dog's life.
Thank you so much, Rick. Max, you are the one who's going to close today. Please. Why?
Yes.
You must be over passionate about the climate, as I hope all we are. I am. And also why investing?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, climate crisis is one problem, probably enough to be motivated by. But for me, it's mostly flipping the script from climate anxiety to climate action. Because also for me, being surrounded by lots of different kinds of scientific revelations and numbers and news can be very frustrating and exhausting. And for us, it's really to show the opposite side of it. So what does it mean for me? What can I actually do? And to empower these people who want to act and give them the opportunity to build, in the end, a brighter future for them. And for us, I mean, we're getting closer to the point where it is 2030, where it is 2050, and therefore organizations need to act on their sustainability goals now, sooner than later. And that's why we think it's now the time to really use it and help them to act upon their sustainability goals. And with us, we believe we have the team and skills to scale that idea now and to bring that to life and to use that digital approach to address as many people as possible.
Max, Andrada, Rick, Harun, and Ianis, and of course Jonathan that just left us, and all our audience watching us today. Thank you so much for participating to our event, to our pitch day number 5. We celebrate today. And to everyone who's watching, if you want to get in touch with the founders, you can get in touch directly with them as we give you emails. In EquityMatch, we don't charge our founders any success fee, or you can come to us and we make it a warm introduction. We are back again on live on Thursday, and with another 5 great founders. And whatever you need, any founder wants to apply, you can see you can apply to pitch.equitymatch.co. And again, to be in touch with a founder, just you can go straight to them or come to us. Thank you to everyone, and it's been a great pleasure for me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.